And you also had some costly cosmetic surgery around that time, right? You lied to Travis. You misled him, did you not?
Travis never asked me if I was married.
Isn't it true you never told him?
I never, no, he answered.
Hey, next question.
You said that
I was a realtor. I was starting to get back into real estate.
okay, during COVID when you weren't making any sales, right? And when Travis said that he found Kyla's body more attractive than yours, you became infuriated, right?
No.
Saying that's not
I didn't say that. I said I didn't remember. I said if you can show me something to recall in my memory. I just said that. Answer your question.
So if you were responsive to my question, I would not.
All right, answer the question, please.
Okay. Can you repeat your question?
What does shit mean?
Wait, is that the judge? What is this case about? This is his ex-girlfriend. She thought he was cheating. She decides to send 4 dudes over to her house. Some of them were her brothers. Some of them were like, I don't know, maybe her friends or something like that. 4 guys went over there. 2 of them got shot. 1 died. So this is what he's on trial for.
Ms. Perlette, cross-examination? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I think this is the very start of cross-examination. She claimed he shoved her to the ground, but yeah, she called her brothers and his buddies to shoot his shit up. Oh, I heard about that too. Sorry, I did see that clip it. And then they were like, what did you mean by shoot his shit up? And she's like, well, I didn't mean at him. I mean his stuff. It's like, oh, so like to shoot what? Like at his car, at his house? Okay, and that's all I saw, I promise. There's a YouTube video that talked about this. There's a video of her hitting him. I haven't seen that. Okay, so this is the defense attorney. All right.
Travis Rudolph, you knew that he had been in the NFL, is that correct?
Correct.
You knew he played for the Giants and then he played for the Dolphins, right?
Later on.
Right, but
Not initially did I know that, no.
At some point during your relationship, you knew that he had a very lucrative contract with the NFL, correct?
I knew nothing about his contract.
Okay. But you knew he played for the NFL, right?
Correct.
Okay. And at some point he became injured, right?
Correct.
And he was cut from playing for the NFL. He lost his contract, basically, right?
Correct.
Oh, because he got injured? Oh, dude, that sucks. How long was he in the NFL for?
And he would spend his days down in Miami rehabbing and training, right?
No, he would spend his days at home playing video games.
So your testimony is that he never went down to Miami and was rehabbing his injury in order to play for the Canadian League that he just landed a contract with?
That's not my testimony. You said what was...
Go ahead.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Isn't it true that he was rehabbing his injury?
Sometimes.
Okay. And other times he was playing video games. That's your testimony.
Correct.
And isn't it true that he was also training down at the NFL facility down in Miami after he was injured?
I'm not sure what he would do in Miami.
That was a concern of yours, wasn't it? That he was off in Miami and you didn't know what he was doing, right?
Correct.
Okay. When you met Travis, he had a nice vehicle, a BMW truck. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And he was taking care of you basically financially when you guys were together, was he not?
He was not taking care of me financially at all during our entire relationship.
Okay. How old were you when you guys met?
23.
So in March of 2020, you were 23 years old?
March of 2020. Yes, I was 23.
And you were living with your mom and stepdad and your brother at the time?
Correct.
That was in the apartment in Delray Beach?
Yes.
Crane Harbor Apartments?
Mm-hmm.
Apartment, is that a yes?
Yes.
So this happened back in 2021 of April, Palm Beach County, Florida. He was facing 1 count of first-degree murder and 3 counts of attempted murder.
Apartment E?
Correct.
Is that a 2-bedroom apartment?
No.
How many bedrooms?
3.
During that time, you didn't own your own home, right?
No, I didn't.
You were living in the home that your parents provided you with, right?
Correct.
You were living under their roof, right?
Correct.
You didn't own any property, any real estate, right?
No, but I was a realtor.
Okay, let's talk about that. You got your real estate license in February of 2020, right?
Correct.
So right around the time that you and Travis met.
Correct.
And COVID hit, right?
Correct.
And let's see, you made 1 sale. It was a rental, right?
Yes.
So during the whole time that you had your real estate license,
I just got my real estate license in March, not to cut you off, sorry, but I just got my license in March and then COVID.
my question,
Okay.
isn't it true that you were not making a living as a realtor? COVID hit. There was no sales going on. You weren't making a living as a realtor, right?
Correct.
Okay. So you're living with your mom and dad.
I hear it's really spicy, and we just started. It's already kind of spicy. I
You
got a
really
little.
weren't making a living as a real estate agent, right?
No, but I do have a mom and she's a medical assistant, so.
Okay. And you were living with your mom.
Correct.
Right? And you also had some costly cosmetic surgery around that time, right?
I feel uncomfortable discussing that, so.
Yes.
It's like, so you were making a living. It's like, no, but my mom was working. She doesn't like answering questions. She got a BBL? Dude, I hear BBL is like one of the most riskiest surgery that you can get. I don't know. BBLs just look really weird, like really like unnatural.
During the time you had cosmetic surgery, did you not?
I did have cosmetic surgery.
Okay. And it's your testimony that even though that you weren't making a living as a realtor, you were not relying on Travis for any financial help, correct?
Correct.
Okay. In fact, yesterday.
Did she go to Mexico to get a BBL? I don't know, man. Some people go to like Tijuana to get a fucking BBL. Brazilian butt lift. It's the one that like when you think of the Kardashians, you know, with like the big booties, but like their thighs are really skinny because like they didn't really work out. That's like a BBL.
Yesterday, you testified. You told this jury that he never financially supported you 1,000%, right?
Correct.
At that time, you were also sleeping over his house pretty much on a daily basis. That's what you told the jury yesterday.
Oh, did he pay for her BBL or something?
Correct.
And it was during this time that you and Travis were dating that you were actually married to another man, Andre Ginseng. Is that correct?
Legally separated, but correct.
Well, you were still legally married, weren't you?
But people could be married and separated.
Okay.
So we were separated.
Right, but you weren't divorced. Let me put it that way.
Correct.
Okay. So if you're not divorced, then you're still legally married. Is that correct?
I thought separated was a thing when it came to marriage. I thought you can either be married, separated, or divorced. But if you want to get technical, like very technical, yes, we were not divorced.
Okay. And while you were dating,
I think that makes sense. Okay, if she's like separated, I thought she was like still married and like still with the dude. If she was like separated, I think that's okay.
Travis for this year or so, year and a half, you never told him that you were married to another man, right?
No, I didn't.
And you testified yesterday that you and Travis had a conversation about marriage. Is that right? That's what you told the jury yesterday. That you and Travis, at some point, you had a conversation about marriage. You remember that?
Oh, and she like never disclosed to him that she had been married, and she's like in separation with this guy.
I didn't necessarily say we had a conversation about marriage. We basically were discussing that came up about a future, and I said things have came up that weren't that serious, but yeah, conversations were had.
About marriage. That was your testimony.
Not specifically about marriage, just about a future between me and him, kids, things, etc., stuff like that.
Okay, so you're telling this jury today that you did not say yesterday on direct examination that you and Travis had a conversation about marriage. Is that what you're telling this jury?
No, we had a conversation about that. Yes, we did.
Okay. And you had a conversation with a man about marriage, and you're still married to Andre Ginseng. Is that correct?
Correct.
So you lied to Travis. You misled him, did you not?
Travis never asked me if I was married.
So you have to be asked a question in order to get an answer, or to be told
This is the part that I saw.
the truth. Is that what you're telling this jury?
I'm just telling the jury that the conversation about me being married never came up, so I never spoke on it because I felt like it was not my personal business to speak on.
Wait, it was not your personal business. Wait, why wouldn't it be your personal business? That is your personal
What
business.
I'm telling this jury is that unless somebody asks you a question, a specific question, you don't have to tell them the correct or honest answer. That's what you just told them.
I'm not telling you guys that. I'm telling you guys that in relationships, you have a past. It might not be clean. It might not be the best past that you have, but I decided to leave the past of my relationship behind me. When I started dating Travis, I felt like I didn't need to disclose that because it had nothing to do with what me and Travis had going on.
So
Okay, I can understand that.
we're talking about marriage and you're married. You never told him, right? Isn't it true you never told him?
I never, no, he answered.
Hey, next question,
You
please.
said that yesterday you told the jury that your relationship with Travis wasn't an open relationship. You remember that?
Correct.
Okay. So the implication or the understanding was that this was a relationship
Oh god, the fidgeting's gonna drive me crazy because I'm like it's like sped up, so she's just like fidgeting around and stuff.
that was exclusive between the two of you.
Correct.
And Andre didn't fit in this at all.
Haven't spoken to him in 2 years.
You got divorced from him after Mr. Rudolph's arrest. Is that not correct?
Yes, because it was already in the plan before Travis got arrested.
You knew in April of 2021 that Travis had received a contract with the Canadian League and was leaving for Canada in the following month in May. Did you not?
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay. And he got a contract to play football. He was excited about that. He was leaving for Canada in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he wasn't taking you along with him, was he?
I didn't ask to go. I had my own. I was a realtor. I was starting to get back into real estate.
Okay. During COVID when you weren't making any sales, right?
Yo, this defense attorney, man, just throwing them jabs, throwing them shades.
He wasn't taking you with him, was he? No. He was leaving you. Right? He was leaving you. He was going off to Canada and he was leaving you here in the States, right?
Yes.
He had no interest in taking you with him.
Usually when you're seeing like a cross-examination, sometimes like it takes like, you know, like you're like, first, like you try to be friends with them, right? Try to like dismantle them a little bit, you know, or disarm them. And at some point it like slowly escalates and boom, you know, it gets really spicy. This just got really spicy, like just right off the bat. Holy
Right?
shit.
I don't know exactly.
Overruled. Go ahead, answer the question.
I don't know what Travis's intentions were
Did
of
he
taking
actually
me.
go with him?
He used to say things like that all the time, but that's hearsay, so I'm not going to say that.
Hold on. You're telling us, let me ask it this way. This man never planned on taking you with him to Canada. Isn't that true?
I don't know that for a fact.
Did he ever tell you he was taking you to Canada with
He
him?
would say things like that all the time. You can come visit me.
So then he did tell you.
He thinks like that all the time.
Taking you with him. He had no intentions. Because his
I don't know that. So you're asking me a question, and I'm responding to you. I do not know if he had intentions or not of taking me.
you didn't have a plane ticket to go with him, did you?
He didn't have one either. He didn't even have a passport.
Was Did you have a plane ticket to go with Mr. Rudolph to Canada?
He was not leaving until May, and no, I did not have a plane ticket. This all happened in April.
At the time of this incident, did you have any means of transport or a plane ticket, anything showing this jury that it was his intention that you were moving to Canada with him?
No.
And you knew.
And they were still together around this time? He was leaving her behind?
In April, when you guys were dating, that it was his plan to just go work in Canada for a short period of time, and his hope was to get back into the NFL. Isn't that true?
I didn't know his ins and outs. I knew he had a contract with the CFL, and that's the most that I can say to you. That's all I really know.
Okay, so he never discussed with you his hope that he was going to come back to Florida and work again for the NFL? That was never a discussion?
He has said things like that, but I don't know exactly his intentions of what would have happened.
Well, he did say things like that. There was a discussion with you about that. You just said that.
There was a discussion.
Overruled.
Didn't you just say that you guys had a discussion about that?
Yeah, we had a discussion.
So hard?
It's not. I'm just trying to make sure I'm answering the questions to my best ability. That's it.
All you have to do is tell the truth, and it'll be.
I am telling the truth, but you're asking.
Question.
Thank you.
Okay.
Just going back and forth. He said she wasn't his girlfriend. Wait till he gets on the stand. It was funny. I could hear her screaming 1,200 miles away.
You were hoping that when he got the contract with the NFL, that you guys would then be married, like you told the jury you guys had discussed. And,
No.
And you would benefit by his millions of dollars that he was going to be making from the NFL.
First of all, I didn't even know how much money he was being offered.
Next question.
You guys had broken up in April 6th of that year, right? You were basically finished.
I wouldn't say that from the text messages that were shown yesterday.
Well, what about in your mind? Not about the text messages. Isn't it a fact that you guys were pretty much over?
I said I wanted a break, but you know how relationships are. Relationships are iffy. You might say you want to break one day. The next day, you guys might be relationships are iffy. You might say you want to break one day. The next day, you guys might be back together. So
Well, you told the jury yesterday that you hadn't seen each other for about a month. You remember that?
if you don't see someone, doesn't mean that you're not with them.
Okay. Well, you weren't with each other during that month. That you weren't having any
But we were still,
relations during that month.
we were talking every day, FaceTiming every day, and some days when he would come back down.
Wait, how long were they dating for? Like a year? A year? They met in 2020, right? And this happened in April 2021. They were dating for a year?
He would come pick me up and I would see him.
Correct. But you would agree that if you don't see somebody for a month, and prior to that, the implication is that you were seeing them before that, that the relationship has taken a change in course, has it not?
Because I had surgery.
So the only reason you stopped seeing each other for a month was because you had surgery.
Correct. I was at his house every day before I had surgery, and then when I had surgery, I was only able to move so much, and I wasn't really able to drive in a vehicle that much.
You know, you just said that sometimes he would come and pick you up, even though you told
I had to sit a certain way. I had to do things a certain way in order to go places. Yes.
even though you told the jury yesterday that he took care
Okay, so maybe it was a BBL.
of you for a week, right? You were recuperating, right? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Yesterday you told the jury that you were concerned because he was in Miami so long, and I didn't know where we stood. Remember telling the jury that?
Yes.
So you didn't know where your relationship was at. Isn't that correct?
I didn't know when it came to him being in Miami, but I knew that me and him still had a solid relationship because it was over a year.
Well, why did you say then? I was concerned that he was in Miami so long. I didn't know where we stood.
I didn't. That's why I was going on the movie date so I can figure out where we stood.
Because your relationship was basically over at that point. You
Nobody ever said the relationship was over. So to my knowledge, it was not over.
You now said, what you told her yesterday, was that he was in Miami so long, to use your terms. So he was spending a lot of time in Miami, was he not?
He was spending time in Miami, yes.
He was spending more time in Miami than he was playing video games, wasn't he?
Kind of in the middle.
And you were jealous that he was down in
Yeah, video games he playing? Just curious. What was he playing, like Fortnite?
Miami so long, right?
I'm not going to use the term jealous. No, I'm not jealous. I wanted him to do well. I wanted him to go to the CFL. I knew that was his dream. So I wouldn't call that jealous at all.
You knew then, now again, that after he went to Canada, his dream was to come back, and his hope was to get a contract with the NFL, right?
I mean, usually that's what people decide. I'm not sure exactly what his decision was, but if you go off to the CFL, yes, that is something that you do try to pursue after.
Okay. You also told the jury yesterday that I felt uncertainty because I didn't see him for a month. You remember that?
Correct.
Okay. So you basically did not see him at all for a month, right?
In person, because I was healing, but I did see him through FaceTime, on the phone, through text, every other type of communication.
Why would you feel uncertainty if the relationship had changed course? Why did you care that he was down in Miami?
It's not that I cared, it's just that I just had surgery, so I kind of wanted comforting from him and him to be there.
Wait, so is he saying that at the time that he was seeing another person, that he wasn't even with her? Is that what's going on here? But she's saying that they were together?
A little bit more and things like that, so that's more of what it was.
Well, you had some concerns because the minute he stepped out of the house when DJ came home, you took it upon yourself to snoop through his phone, right?
I didn't snoop because he gave me the password, so I just want to clarify that.
Oh, hold on. He did not give you the password that day, right?
He gave it to me to let me know I can look through it whenever I wanted to.
Right, that he gave you that password months earlier on in the relationship, right? Mm-hmm. Is that a yes?
Yes.
So this is not a situation where you guys are alone in his house. He says, hey, by the way, here's my password. Feel free to go into my phone. I'm going to go step outside. That didn't happen, right?
No.
Okay. So he walks out for a minute. And you could not.
No, I don't get Jody vibes. No, definitely not Jody vibes. Jody vibes is like Jody vibes. I don't know. Have we come across another Jody-ish person? I don't remember, but she's not Jody vibes. Absolutely not.
Resist to take his phone, his personal property, go in, put his password, and start snooping around, right?
Yes, because we were in a relationship and he gave me that password.
Okay. So have you snooped around in his phone on prior occasions with his password?
No, because I just had surgery, so I haven't seen him in a while.
Right. So you were snooping around because you were.
I wouldn't use the word snoop.
Overruled.
You were snooping around because you were concerned about him seeing other women down in Miami. Isn't that the bottom line?
The bottom line is he was my boyfriend at the time. I haven't seen him in a month, and I was curious. That's the bottom line.
Okay. You didn't want to lose him, right?
Of course not.
And when Travis said that he found Kyla's body more attractive than yours, you became infuriated, right?
No. No.
You were upset that he found Kyla more attractive than you?
No.
When you saw the text from Kyla, you told the jury yesterday, it was time for me to go. You remember that?
Correct.
Okay. And when you saw the text from Kyla, Travis was still outside, right? He was out with his brother. You were looking through his phone when he was outside.
Correct.
So you waited for Travis to come back into the house to confront him, did you not?
I more so didn't confront him. I just went into the room to grab my things.
So you didn't walk right out the door, did you?
I went to go grab my things, and he seen his phone on the couch, so he kind of put two and two together.
You waited for him to come back in so that you could confront him. Isn't that what's happening?
I didn't confront him. He kind of confronted me about the situation because he seen his phone was open.
Oh, he confronted her. Interesting choice of words there.
You wanted to hurt him, and that's why you stayed in the house so that you could confront him and then destroy his property, did you not?
No, I wanted to grab my things and I wanted to leave.
Okay. Well, you immediately went off on him, didn't you?
No.
Yesterday you told the jury I was hurt. I was not angry. You remember that?
Yes.
But you were actually very angry, were you not?
I was more so hurt than angry.
But you were also angry, weren't you?
I was more so hurt than angry.
So you're also angry. All right, flip it around. Give her a second. Takes a bit, you know.
Do you remember giving testimony under oath on November 8th of 2021?
No.
You don't remember coming to the courthouse?
I remember, but you have to kind of refresh my memory.
You remember coming to the courthouse, right? You were subpoenaed.
For the self,
No, you were subpoenaed to come to the courthouse, and you gave sworn testimony. Do you remember that?
was it the deposition? I'm just,
Sure.
what
Please
did,
stand up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, get up and stretch. I like how the judges let us stretch. He's so nice. Oh, that's him right there.
Yesterday, you told the jury that you told Travis a million times, I want to leave, and he wouldn't let me go. You remember that?
yes.
And isn't it, in fact, that he was the one that was actually trying to calm you down?
Not at the beginning, no.
At some point, he was trying to calm you down, wasn't he?
No.
Isn't it true that he was trying to talk some sense into you?
No, I was trying to get my things and leave, and he was trying to stop me from leaving.
You also used the word that Travis was acting erratic yesterday. You remember that?
Correct.
Isn't it the fact that you were the one that was actually being erratic?
I would say he started it, and then, yes, I became erratic right after.
So after you saw the text messages from Kayla, you actually had Travis FaceTime her, did you not?
Yes.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Did you FaceTime her, or did you have Travis FaceTime her?
I just put the phone up and pressed FaceTime.
Okay,
So she didn't see me or anything.
Oh, was she like in the background? And then like, is she going to try to get him to say something and then like have the girl confirm it?
And the reason you did that was so that she could only see Travis, and you could evaluate or watch the way that Travis was interacting with her. Did you not?
Correct.
And so, what did you, after you saw that interaction, it was your impression that somehow these two had a relationship, right?
I wouldn't say relationship, but something was going on, yes.
It was more than a friendship, right? Mm-hmm. Is that it?
Yes.
And that infuriated you as well, right?
No, I'm not going to use the word infuriated.
You were angry.
More hurt.
So you smashed his iPhone not out of anger, but because you were hurt.
Yes.
You also
No, it's not looking
picked
good.
up the metal trophy on his dresser, and
It's okay to be angry. Just like, yeah, I was angry.
you hit him over the head, did you not?
I did not hit him over the head.
So what did you do with the metal trophy?
If I hit him over the head with a metal trophy, would you...
What you did instead, not if.
I held the metal trophy up because he was standing in front of the door. I was asking him if I could leave. He said no. So I picked it up and I said, let me leave. And he ended up raising his hands up and he said, okay, you can go.
Okay.
All right. So you never hit him with the trophy. You never threw the trophy at him.
Never.
Right.
Not at all.
You also took his PlayStation and broke it, did you not?
That was far... Are we going in chronological order or no?
I'm going in, I'm asking questions, you're answering them.
Okay.
The question was, regardless of the chronological order, at some point you took his PlayStation and you smashed it, did you not?
Yes, after I was slammed on the ground, I did.
Okay.
Oh,
So you did all
no.
these things not out of anger, but you did them because you were hurt, right?
Oh no, she should have just said that she was angry.
It got to a point where it was angry, but with the question
Because people can sympathize, like, hey, like, you know, if you were cheated on, you would be angry.
that you were asking me, was I infuriated about him saying things about Kayla or the other things you were asking me? That was out of hurt, but it did get to an angry point. Yes, it did.
And that's when he was following you outside and he was in your ear telling you that Kayla had a better body than you, right?
It was more than that. It was the
Oh no.
bitch word, the fuck you, it was more than just about a female.
Okay. And isn't it true? Let's talk about the B word. You were calling him a broke bitch. You were screaming at him out there on the front lawn, were you not?
After he started calling me one first, yeah, I was.
So you called him a broke bitch. What did you mean by that?
Do they have like a surveillance video of this fight or something like that?
That he has no money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So why was that important? Why the fact that he had no money? Why was that something that was important to you at that point?
It wasn't important to me because I was still dealing with him when he didn't have money.
Okay. But why was that important at that point when you're being
Because he's saying low blows to hurt my feelings, so as a reaction as a human, I'm going to say low blows to hurt his feelings.
so you were pretty fired up at this point, right?
I wasn't really that fired up, but I was upset and I was reacting to what he was saying to me at that point, yes.
Okay.
Yesterday before this jury that he compared me to other women. You remember that?
Yes.
So besides Kayla, who else did he compare you to?
It was just, I can't pinpoint names or anything like that. I don't really remember. It was just a lot of different names of who I am, what I am, and things like that.
And that set you off, right?
Didn't set me off.
That's why I was confused too, because I felt like when she was being direct examined, I felt like she was still a little bit combative. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they should have been like, hey, when you get on the stand up there, just chill out a little bit, you know? Just chill. I know you're a little bit spicy, but you know, just chill a little bit.
I wanted to go. It was ready. It was time for me to go. It was
Maybe it's because we're listing at 1.5. Let me slow it down a little bit. It might be better if I slow it down.
just getting too heated.
All right, well, you saying now you wanted to go, but didn't you tell the jury yesterday? Then Travis said, get the F out of my house. Do you remember telling the jury that yesterday?
I told the jury that I had to go get my things.
You told the jury, then he said, get the F out of my house. That's what you told the jury yesterday.
Okay, he might have said that. Yeah, he said
He
that.
wanted you out. He wasn't blocking you. He wanted you out of the house.
He wanted me to get out after he told me to go in the house to get my things. So I went into that.
I think faster was better, actually. It's all on the ring. Oh, no. Oh, no, not the ring.
House to grab my personal items that I brought over there.
Right. He didn't want you there anymore. He wanted you out of his house. That's what you told the jury yesterday.
Okay.
He wasn't keeping you confined in there, was he?
He was.
He wasn't falsely imprisoning you on the 6th, was he?
He was keeping me confined in the room. That's why I picked up the trophy.
And that's why he told you to get the F out of the house.
You're not in chronological order, so you're saying it
At some point, he told you to get the F out of his house, did he not?
after he held me in the room and was not allowing me to leave.
He wanted absolutely nothing to do with you. Isn't that the fact?
I wanted absolutely nothing to do with him.
Where's the where's the ring video? Wait, is it the ring video of their fight right now or the ring video of when he shot at the guys? Excuse me.
And isn't true, you told this jury yesterday, that Travis said, I don't like you anymore. You remember that? You remember telling this to the jury yesterday?
He was saying, I don't necessarily remember him saying those exact words, but he was saying a lot of things. Like I said,
Then why'd you tell the jury yesterday? He said, I don't like you anymore.
he probably did say that. He was saying a lot of hurtful things.
So he did say that, right?
Okay, so yeah.
All right, so he said to get the F out of his house and he didn't like you anymore, right?
Okay.
Is that true?
Over a million other words, but yes.
Okay, well, I'm asking you about those specific words, not the other million words that he said.
Yes.
So he said a million words?
Not a million, but he said a lot of other
You
things.
just told the jury he said a million words. So is that true?
He said a lot of other
I'm
things.
asking you if you're...
He said a lot of other things.
My question. I'm asking you if your testimony right now that he told you a million words, if that's an exaggeration or if that's the truth.
Obviously, he didn't say 1 million words,
That's what you just told them.
but he said a lot of other things to me.
Are there other things you've exaggerated about during your testimony?
Not at all. I've been extremely truthful.
All right. So despite the fact that he told you these things, you want the jury to believe that he was the one that was blocking you during this event.
Asked and answered, sustained. Next question, please.
Travis, you didn't want to leave because what you were doing was interested in destroying his property, right?
No.
Yesterday you told the jury, I was saying stuff, but Travis started, right?
Correct.
And isn't it a fact that you were the one that actually started this whole thing by sneaking and looking into his phone?
I didn't sneak and look through the phone if I have the password.
But he didn't tell you could look at his phone, did he?
But if someone gives you something and tells you are allowed to look at it, I don't believe that is called sneaking.
Isn't it true that you were the first person to become...
But did they know that they were like, it depends, right? So like, yeah, she could have the password, but if he didn't know that she was using the password, look at it at a certain time frame, then yeah, it could still be sneaking. Just because you have the password doesn't mean you're not sneaking.
Physically violent with Travis and not the other way around?
No.
Not at all?
When we were in the house, he was already nudging me to get out.
You were the one that was first physically violent, were you not?
If you can play something or show me something, if I can't recall the exact steps of the moments.
You may.
Oh no, we got the receipts.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And you were asked similar questions to the questions that I'm just asking you now?
Yes.
You remember me asking you those questions?
I'm reading. Give me one moment, please.
No, I'm asking you. Do you remember?
I'm trying to read them so I can.
Okay.
What did he play in the NFL?
Us under oath. You remember that?
Yes.
Want to become physically violent with Travis, not the other way around. Answer, correct.
Yes, is it correct?
You remember that?
Yes.
So you were the first one to become physically violent with Travis, right?
Mhm.
That's what you told us under oath on November 8th of 2021.
Yes.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, but today you're just saying that's not
I didn't say that. I said I didn't remember. I said if you can show me something to recall in my memory. I just said
Yeah,
that.
you do remember that you were
Right.
the one that started being physically violent with him.
Yes, after he started calling me names in my face, running me down, yes. I tried to push him away from me.
You may.
Oof. Wide receiver? Is that the person that catches the ball?
This manhandled you, right?
Yes.
You've also testified that he picked you up off your feet and slammed you to the ground 2 times. Is that correct?
Correct.
Is that correct?
Correct.
So he literally picked you up off your feet and then slammed you to the ground on 2 occasions.
Correct.
And you testified that he was disrespectful yesterday. That's the moral of the story. Is that correct?
Correct.
Isn't the moral of the story is that you sent your brother and his friends to go kill Travis?
No, the moral of the story is him putting his hands on me. That is really the basis of everything. And I didn't send my brothers to kill him.
No, you just sent a text to go shoot up his shit, right?
I didn't say shoot him.
Oh no.
You sent a text to go shoot up his shit, right?
Correct.
Let's tell the jury what the shit is.
When you're angry, you say things. I'm sure everyone in this courtroom has said something when you're. I'm trying to speak. If you want me to answer your question, you have to let me
Oh no. Oh man.
answer your question.
Well, if you were responsive to my question, I wouldn't have.
All right. Answer the question, please.
Okay. Can you repeat your question?
Question was shit. What does shit mean in
Wait, is that the judge? What is shit? What does shit mean?
I wouldn't have.
All right. Answer the question, please.
Okay. Can you repeat your question?
Question was shit. What does shit mean in the context of that text?
Anything but him.
Okay. So,
Anything but him.
so it could have been his brother.
No.
It could have been the house.
Nothing violent toward a person.
Nothing violent.
It could have been his mother's house, right?
I was upset and my adrenaline was running and I said something that I didn't mean. That's the bottom line of that. I didn't mean for my brothers to do any of that. That's why when my brother left the house, he did not have a firearm on him.
So you're not answering my question again.
Okay.
You told the jury that shit meant anything other than a person, right? That's what you just told them. You remember that?
Okay. Can I clarify the jury?
Finish my question.
Okay.
Didn't you just tell the jury that shit meant anything?
But I think the fact that like her brother's friend, whatever, I think the fact that they showed up with guns, that's what makes it bad. If they showed up without guns and she was like, yeah, shoot up his shit, then okay, yeah, maybe fuck his shit up or something like that, right? But didn't they show up with guns? There was wasn't there like a video where like you could see like, I don't know, I think did we listen to, was it part of like the opening statement or something like that? I don't remember, but when you guys were telling me about it, I think we like watched a little bit of it where they were saying like, oh, there's an outline of his gun, or was it a recap from Court TV? Fuck, I don't remember. 2 guns and they head out. Yeah, like they literally showed up with guns. What do you do with guns? Just gonna flex on him and then what? Just like
Anything other than a person? Yes or no?
I would like to clarify that.
Well, answer yes or no, and then you can clarify. Did you not just tell them that?
I did tell them that, but I want to.
I mean, I guess like instead of her being so combative, she could just be like, you know what? Like he hurt me, and I just wanted my brothers to show him that like to never fuck with me again. Not kill him, but just scare him straight. You know, I think if she went with that version of events instead of like arguing back and forth with the lawyer, it might have went better for her. Maybe.
Clarify what I mean.
Okay.
Like, just go there and just threaten him, you know, be like, hey, you know what? Don't fuck with my sister. Next time you do that, I might shoot you or something like that.
When I said that, I was upset. I was angry, and I said something that I didn't mean. My adrenaline was running. I am clarifying my answer. Am I not?
Go ahead. Finish.
So I was upset, and I ended up saying something that I didn't mean. Like, people say things when they're upset that they don't mean all the time. But since the situation has happened, it obviously blew up 20 times more. But I didn't necessarily mean for anything to happen to Travis, his family, his house, or anything. It was like my second home. I would not want anything to happen there.
I mean, obviously not a second home at this point, right? Because he booted her out.
All right. So again, when you just told the jury that when you sent the text to go shoot up his shit, to shoot meant anything other than a person.
I just clarified my answer to the jury.
I'm asking, isn't that what you just told them?
Sustained. Next question. Please.
Isn't it true that when you left his house, that
Oh no.
he didn't slam you to the ground? Well, he didn't lift you up off your feet and slam you to the ground. That you actually tripped and fell.
I didn't trip and fall.
Isn't it true that Travis put his foot out and you tripped over his foot and you fell?
No, that's not true.
So you're telling this jury that the video that we saw from the Ring camera shows him picking you up off your feet and slamming you to the ground.
You can barely see it because Daryl's in the way.
Okay, so it's the video does.
The video that we seen yesterday, you can barely see the full physical.
Do you guys have a link to this Ring video? Is it on YouTube? I'm sure they play it somewhere around here, right? When did they play the video? I don't know. I might have to do some digging.
Between me and Travis.
Okay, but the video is the video, right?
Correct, but nightly.
You're not suggesting to the jury that that video was tampered with, right?
No, not at all. But I'm just saying the angle of it wasn't. You couldn't see the full testimony of what I'm saying.
Well, we saw you. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Correct.
We saw Travis, right?
Yes.
We saw you fall to the ground, right?
And you saw Daryl in front of the entire thing.
And we saw you on the ground, right?
Correct.
We saw you jump right back up, right?
Correct.
And then we saw you storm into the house, right?
Yes, he was saying to get my things.
Okay. You told Keyshawn that Travis slammed you to the ground 2 times, right?
Correct.
You also told the police that
They played during the trial. It was hard to see the angle.
Travis slammed you to the ground several times, right?
Correct.
You also told Tyler that Travis slammed you to the ground a couple times.
911, what's
And you
your
also told that to
emergency?
Tierney and Linda, right?
Correct.
And to be clear, Tierney is Tierney Coleman, Travis's sister.
Correct.
And Linda is his mom, right?
Correct.
So you told basically everyone that night that he picked you up off your feet and slammed you to the ground.
Correct.
Now, on the video we saw, you went back in the house for the purpose of getting your tequila bottle, right?
I was grabbing all my things. I think I still had things on the couch as well.
One of the things you went back into the house to grab was your tequila bottle, was it not?
Correct.
The bottle that you had bought early that evening.
Correct.
It was your bottle, not Travis's, right?
Correct.
And isn't it a fact that you started
How much was this tequila bottle? Was it expensive or something?
hitting him, and we saw that on the video yesterday, that you started hitting him with your fists,
Yes.
okay? And you were slapping him, were you not?
I don't think I slapped him, but I did like throw a punch or two, at him so I can go in there and get my stuff. He wasn't letting me.
Okay, so he was physically holding you and not letting you go in?
He was blocking me from going in. He's telling me to get my things. I'm going in there to get my things. Then he's blocking me saying like, back up.
And he never raised a hand and touched you, did he not?
Yeah, he was raising his hand the whole time, like grabbing me, pushing me back. Yeah, the whole time.
Okay, so did he punch you?
No, he didn't punch me.
Did he slap you?
No, he didn't slap me.
Did he pick up any objects and hit you over the head with them?
No.
So other than standing there, right, he did absolutely nothing else to you?
Just like a physical altercation without punching or slapping or anything like that. Just the grabbing me up and DJ trying to grab him. It was
Where was he grabbing you? Was he grabbing you by the hair?
just like by my shoulders, but like by my arms, like trying to get out, things like that.
Even though he's the one that told you to get the F out of his house, right?
No, he told me to go in there and get my stuff.
Because he wanted you out. He wanted you out of there,
And I was leaving with my things that I brought.
including your bottle.
It doesn't matter about the bottle, but I wanted my actual clothes and things that I brought because I used to sleep over there all the time.
Well, it doesn't matter about your bottle, because when you did leave the house eventually, you took that bottle and hit him over the head.
Damn, how many wait. Did she hit him with the trophy? Did she hit him with the bottle too? The bottle break?
Isn't it true that after you left the house, you picked up a brick outside on the lawn?
I picked up a lot of things and I threw a lot of things. I'm not 100% sure about everything, but I was throwing things, yes.
Jesus. You picked up that brick. It was your intent to smash Travis's car window, was it not?
It wasn't my intention. I was just frustrated and angry and I was throwing things.
Including the brick, right?
Correct.
Okay. Why'd you want to smash his car window?
Like I said, it wasn't intentional. I was just throwing things because I was upset.
And when you were throwing things, you were also screaming things at him, like you were going to send your brother Keyshawn over to kill him, right?
Never, ever, ever said the word kill at all.
Okay, so when you were yelling at him, telling him that you're sending your brother Keyshawn over, it was just to shoot up his shit?
I texted that message. Yes, I did.
When you were screaming and yelling at him while you still were at his house, and telling him that you're sending Keyshawn over, what exactly did
I never threatened him. The messages between me and my brother were only between me and my brother.
I thought like only like kids did that, where it's like, I'm gonna go tell my mom and send my mom over to your house and fuck you up. I'm gonna tell my brothers. I thought it was like something like the kids do. Like when you're in like your 20s, like do you threaten your significant other with like your brothers and stuff like that?
We have never seen those messages, and so everything has came out.
To this day, you're aware that Travis's car...
Or you just deal with it yourself. I don't know. Patron. She sent her brother into the dangerous situation.
Car window was smashed, right?
Correct.
Did you do it?
Yes.
When did you do it?
Right before I left.
While Travis was still outside?
I don't know if he was outside or inside, but he was still outside yelling.
Okay, so we saw some video yesterday after you left. Travis is still outside. You remember that?
Yeah.
So your testimony is that while he's outside, you smashed his car window, right?
No, I wasn't there at that point. I think I was already on my way home at that point because I didn't see those videos. When he came outside with no shirt on and all that, that was my first time seeing that.
So when did you exactly smash it? After you were on the lawn, picked up the brick, DJ and Travis came, they took the brick away from you. You remember that?
Correct.
And then you got in your car and you left, did you not?
Yeah.
All right, so you didn't break the car window at that point, right?
I was throwing things, so it could have hit it at that point.
So it's possible that you hit it while Travis was still outside, or had he gone back in the house?
I'm not sure.
You also, when you left the house, you called your brother Keyshawn. You remember that?
Did her ex-husband or husband testify? I have no idea.
Yes.
Okay, and you were still crying and upset when you called him, right?
Yes.
And then you also called Tyler Robinson when you left Travis's house, did you not?
Yes.
And you were crying and upset at that point as well.
Yes.
And you told both of them that Travis had picked you up and slammed you to the ground, right?
Yes.
And that he had disrespected you.
Yes.
And you also sent a text message to Keyshawn at roughly 9:45 that Travis dropped you to the ground. Do you remember that?
Yep.
And in response to that text message, Keyshawn sent a group text message to you and Tyler Robinson that Travis is a dead man walking. Is that correct?
Yes.
Oh no.
And that's the message that you deleted from your phone, right?
No, I deleted the shoot his shit up message.
And you also deleted the dead man walking message.
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't remember if I did or not.
Why did you delete messages so that this jury couldn't see them?
Oh no.
It is argumentative phrase that way. Rephrase, please.
Why
Sustained.
would you delete evidence so that it's not available for the jury to see?
The evidence wasn't deleted for the jury not to see because clearly I'm standing up here right now and I'm admitting that I did delete the messages and I'm confessing that I did turn my phone into the police enforcement. It wasn't for the jury not to see. After all these actions have happened, you have to understand how that looks. It looks ridiculous. Beforehand, if nothing like that happened, it would have just been words that were said. People say things when they're mad. Their adrenaline is running all the time. So that
Okay, I would accept this part of the answer. She should have deleted everything before that.
is the reason why
She's like, you know what? It was in the heat of the moment. I got really angry and it looks bad.
I deleted them after I came to the conclusion that there was a shooting.
Okay.
And you were concerned about that. You had a guilty conscience, did you not?
I still have a guilty conscience to this day. And I will say that to the jury, to everybody in here. Of course I do. That was never my intentions for no one to die or for even for him to be sitting over there right now.
Just to go shoot it up, whatever the shit was, right?
Like I said, I made a terrible choice of words during that time. I was 23. I was young. I was dumb. I made a very, very bad decision when I said those words, but it was never my intentions.
You deleted those text messages because you know that they were incriminating.
See, I don't think that's a bad statement that she made right there, too. She was 23, young, very stupid, and she feels bad about all that stuff.
Right?
No. I deleted those text messages because it actually happened.
But the fact that, like, I don't know, it's just like her demeanor up there right now. Like, oh, man, did you really learn your lesson? Are you still a shitty person? Like, I don't know.
And then I was confused and
What actually happened?
Travis shot at them.
Okay.
So I immediately thought in my head, they're going to think this is, I planned something. Like, that's immediately what I thought in my head.
Worried about you getting arrested and you getting in trouble and setting this whole thing into motion.
No, I was worried about saying the wrong thing and it actually, something coming out of it. That's what I was worried about.
And you deleted it.
Correct. And when I was asked for it, I gave it to them.
Well, after you deleted those text messages before you gave your phone to Detective Vanderland.
And Detective Vanderland asked me, did you delete anything out of your phone?
I'm not asking you what she said. My question was that you deleted those text messages before you gave your phone to law enforcement. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And those text messages were never found on your phone because you deleted them. Is that not correct?
I don't know that.
And the only reason that we have those text messages is because they were found on your brother's phone, on Keyshawn's phone.
If you know, do you know?
No, I don't know.
So to this day, as you sit here, you have no clue how those text messages were discovered by law enforcement. Because we know
No.
they weren't on your phone. Right?
No, I don't know how.
You knew at the time of this incident that your brother owned a gun, right?
Correct.
That was a 9mm Glock?
Correct.
And you also knew that he had owned other guns over a course of time, did you not?
I knew he had his license to carry.
I didn't ask about his license to carry. My
And
question was, you knew that he also had other guns during the course of the time that he first bought his first gun. He had owned other guns besides that Glock. That was my question. Not his concealed weapons permit.
She's argumentative.
What's the objection, please? Rephrase, it is.
You knew that your brother owned, at the time of the incident, one gun. Is that correct? Glock?
Correct.
That's your testimony?
Correct.
But he also owned other guns, right?
I'm not sure during his time of how many guns. I don't.
Well, are you aware that he had a 9mm Taurus that he sold to Tyler Robinson?
Yes.
Okay. What other guns are you aware of that your brother had and sold?
The gun that you just mentioned. I know he sold that to Tyler.
Any other guns that you're aware of that he had and sold?
No.
You're not aware that he had a 380 that he purchased and sold?
No.
You knew that Tyler Robinson also, at the time of the incident, owned a gun, the Taurus 9mm, did you not?
No.
The gun that your brother sold, you weren't aware that Tyler still.
I'm not aware of the exact transaction, when the transaction happened, how many.
I mean, I would assume if they were gonna go after her, they would have done it by now. But I mean, probably not. She testified on behalf of their. Yeah, I don't think so. She's testifying like for them.
Days, I'm not aware of that, but yes, I am aware that the gun was sold to Tyler.
And you're aware that Tyler Robinson.
Their main concern was going after this guy.
Since that Tyler Robinson, in fact, did take a gun with him to Travis Rudolph's house, right? If you know.
If you know.
Didn't know that.
So to this day, as you're sitting here, you're telling this jury. Hold on. You're telling this jury as you sit here today under oath that this is the first time you're hearing that Tyler Robinson brought a gun with him to Travis Rudolph's house. Is that what you're telling the jury?
No.
So when did you learn that Tyler Robinson brought a gun to Travis Rudolph's house?
I can't remember the exact time I learned.
You know that now, right? Right?
Yes, I know that now.
So you tell Tyler and your brother to go shoot his shit up, and Tyler Robinson actually brought a gun to his house, right? Is that yes?
Yes.
Have you ever asked Tyler Robinson why he brought his gun there?
He says he carries his gun
The
on.
question is, did you ask him?
No, I never asked him.
You were just going to give an answer. So which is it?
You didn't let me, so you choose.
Ms. Jones, just answer.
Sorry.
Question was.
What was the question?
Question was, did you ever ask?
Can we just actually leave the camera on the judge? I just want to see the judge's reaction.
No.
Okay, next question.
Is the way you talk to me, is that the way you talk to Travis?
How am I talking to you? I feel like I'm being respectful.
Okay. So you just made a comment to me.
Judge, objection to commenting on a witness.
Sustained.
You didn't call the police that night to report that Travis Rudolph picked you up by your feet and slammed you to the ground 2 times, committing a battery on you, right?
No.
You were battered, though, right? That's your testimony.
Correct.
Your testimony is also that you were basically falsely imprisoned and held against your will. Did you call the police to tell them that?
No.
Instead, you drove home, right?
Correct.
To Delray?
Yes.
And Keyshawn was there?
Correct.
And you were crying and upset?
I kind of calmed down by the time I got there.
All right. And you and Keyshawn had a conversation about
All 4 witnesses messed this trial up. Who are the 4 witnesses?
what had happened, right?
Yes.
Oh, is it like her and the other 3 dudes?
And you testified yesterday on direct examination that Keyshawn told me I was overly tripping. It's not serious.
Both of us, not just me.
Who?
Me and Travis, like, we're both overly tripping. It
What
wasn't
does
that serious.
overly tripping mean?
Just meaning in relationships, sometimes things get out of hand for no reason, and an outsider can see better than me and him inside the relationship.
So you told the jury that Keyshawn told you that, right?
Correct.
So your brother is telling you basically that this wasn't that serious, right?
And yeah, he was going to just go over there and speak with him. Correct.
The question was that he told you that this wasn't serious, right?
I said yes.
So you didn't have any bruises or scratches on your face, right?
No, but I did have injury.
You didn't have any bruises or scratches to your arm, did you?
No.
You didn't have any bruises or scratches on your neck, right?
No, but I did just have.
Any bruises or scratches on your back, right?
No.
Wait, what did she have? So when she went to her brothers and told her brothers that he hurt her, was she just like, oh, he shoved me?
You would agree, Ms. Jones?
If she showed up and she was like completely bruised up and fucked up and the brothers were like high on emotion, grabbed the gun, ran to his house and confronted them, I could understand that. I don't think that's the right thing to do because you fucking called the cops, right? But like I could understand like the impulsivity of that. But like if she showed up and she was like completely fine and they went over there and just like took her word for it, like, oh yeah, he like grabbed me. Yeah, go over there and shoot him with the gun. I don't know. That's just like the escalation there is so fucking insane.
That you don't need to bring 3 men with you if you're just going to go talk to somebody.
Objection to asking the witness their opinion on other people's actions.
Sustained.
You testified that you were the one that told Keyshawn to go talk to him, right?
Correct.
So it wasn't Keyshawn saying, I'm going to go be your protector and take care of this. You're the one that encouraged him to go do that, right?
No. When I told him what happened, he instantly is like, I'm going to go holler at, I'm going to go talk to Travis.
You just told this jury that it was you who told him to go talk to him. That's what you told this jury yesterday. That's what you just answered, and now you're changing your answer. So which?
I'm not changing my answer at all. Me and him had a mutual conversation, and the mutual conversation was
Hi,
I told him
Jeannie.
what happened. He said he was going to go speak with them, and I agreed.
Yesterday you told this jury that you're the one that told him to go talk to Travis.
Like I said, it was a mutual. I told him to go talk to them, and he said he was going to already on his own.
After you told him to go do it, right? That's what you told this jury yesterday.
Objection to mischaracterization and emphasis on graduating the witness.
Overrule.
Isn't that true?
Yes.
Okay. After the shooting took place, Chris Lowe and Keyshawn FaceTimed you, isn't that correct?
Correct.
And that FaceTime call was made before you got to the hospital and gave your statement to Detective Ema. You remember?
No, I was already at the hospital when they called me.
But that call was made before you gave your statement to Detective Ema.
Correct.
So before you gave your first sworn statement to law enforcement, you had already spoken with Chadlow and your brother about what happened, right?
Incorrect. The conversation was more of him crying, saying he thinks Sebastian died. It was more of an
Wait, that makes no sense. No way. She made it a lie, sent the guys out to kill him. They parked 2 blocks away from his house so he would not know they're at his house. They left the phones in the car. That makes no sense because doesn't she know that he has a, wasn't there footage of this? Like surveillance footage? Did he have like surveillance footage outside of his house or something like that? I saw a thumbnail. Wouldn't she be like, hey guys, there's like surveillance footage at his house? That makes no fucking sense. Is she just not thinking? Or did they have ski mask on or something like that?
emotional conversation. It wasn't a sit down and let's discuss exactly what happened.
Well, they told you that Sebastian had died, right?
Correct.
And they told you that Tyler told you he had a gun, right?
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding your question.
Didn't you also become aware that Tyler Robinson had a gun that night with him at that point?
Not at that moment, no.
So they only told you that Sebastian died, and you didn't ask, oh my God, how? What happened? Tell me how this could have occurred.
It was an emotional moment. They're speaking with law enforcement. I'm at the hospital with Tyler's mom. There's not really much conversation on the table to discuss what happened.
You know one person's dead. You know another person's wounded.
Correct.
You're not curious or asking questions about how this happened.
No, I am. I called Daryl.
Yeah, we're at 1.5 speed. This is a bit lengthy. We at 1.5 speed. It's pretty lengthy.
Who?
DJ, Travis's brother. I called him.
Okay, no, I'm talking about DJ. Right.
But you're asking me if I was curious, so I said yes, I was. I called the person who I called.
Curious when you were speaking with Chris Lowe and Keyshawn is my question.
No, because they were emotional. They're crying. They're distraught. They're not in the right state of mind. So I wasn't asking them personal questions like that.
But you've already testified that you FaceTimed with your brother and Keyshawn right after the shooting, right?
Well, Keyshawn's my brother, so Keyshawn and Chris.
Keyshawn and Chris, yes. You testified that you already FaceTimed and you already spoke about it right after the shooting, right?
We didn't really speak that much about the exact shooting is what I'm trying to say. It was more of a Sebastian, he thinks Sebastian's dead. He was crying, things like that.
And around 2:45 in the morning, you actually gave us a sworn statement to a detective that was at the hospital. Is that correct?
Correct.
Oh,
That was
no.
Detective Ema, is that right?
Yes.
What did she
And
say?
You didn't tell Detective Ema at 2:45 that morning, while you were giving your sworn statement under oath, subject to perjury, that you told Keyshawn to go shoot up his shit, right?
I don't remember the exact. That was the very, very first thing that I ever gave in. I don't remember exactly what I said.
Oh, they hid the guns? Wait, so when the shooting happened, did they drive themselves to the hospital? Or was it like the shooting happened and then police and ambulance showed up? But by that time, they'd already stashed the gun somewhere?
You never told him about the text message to go shoot up his shit, did you?
I don't recall.
Did you ever tell Detective Ema that Keyshawn texted you and Tyler back that Travis was a dead man walking? Do you remember ever telling him that?
I don't recall.
Sure that you didn't?
I don't recall.
Man, a lot of I don't recalls. Oh, no. Yeah, I just don't want to get a UTI. I'm trying to stay hydrated. I got dry skin.
You may. You want to show the state what you're...
Oh no, here come the receipts.
of what transcript? Thank you.
What's the page number? I'm sorry.
130. Yes. If you look at lines 11, 17, please.
This is exactly what I just said to you.
And it's true that I was asking you questions during that statement in November that are similar to the questions I just asked you now, right?
Wait, fix the mic, please. Fix the mic.
About whether you shared with Detective Ema the text message that you instructed.
Nah, man, this is a wig too. Y'all can't tell?
Yeah, well, technically it is, but I'm going to allow it. Go ahead.
I asked the question, and you didn't tell Detective Ema that you had instructed Tyler and Keyshawn to go shoot up Travis's shit, right? Answer no,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, the answer says no, and I said I don't recall.
Okay. So now you recall that?
Yeah, now that I'm reading it, you have to remember this is a year or two ago, so my memory is a little bit more fresher back then. So if you can show me something, I have no problem owning up to it. So yes, here I did say no.
All right, so you never told Detective Ema.
Wait, is she behind? So I just noticed this. Is she behind like a plexiglass? Why? Is this like some anti-COVID spreading shit? What is this? What is this, like, display case that she's in?
Did you tell Detective Ema that Tyler Robinson had a gun?
I can't tell. Honestly, I can never tell because wigs nowadays, when they make these wigs, they make them look really good. There's a YouTuber that I watch and she wears like all types of wigs. I can never tell that's a wig. That's what my science teacher said.
Because I don't think I knew he had one or not at that moment.
Going to be trouble? Do you remember making?
I don't remember. Okay.
Does that refresh your memory about what happened? What you said to him?
Not really, but Keyshawn was.
My question is.
No, it doesn't.
My question was that you didn't tell Detective Ema about Linda, that you had spoken to her, and that you told her that there was going to be trouble, right?
At this moment in time when I'm talking to this detective, I'm just learning and finding out about everything that's going on. I might have missed a lot of details that I then came forth and spoke about, but you're asking me nitty gritty details that at the time when I'm speaking to a detective, I'm not going to remember or recall because I'm just not finding out someone died.
Okay, so the details that you left out to Detective Ema were nitty gritty?
I'm not saying nitty gritty, but there are details. But I'm speaking on a death at the point when I'm talking to the detective. Someone's dead. I'm not really worried about what text I sent or what text someone else sent. When it came time for us to speak on that, I spoke on that. And I was 100% honest about everything that I had said. But during the time where I'm just finding out,
They must have installed it during COVID or something and they just like left it up there.
somebody who's very close to me has passed away, that's the least thing on my mind at the moment. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Detective Ema was asking you very specific questions, right?
Not necessarily.
You're just rambling and just going freestyle?
I guess what it just looks bad because the stuff that she can't recall are things that are pretty important details.
I was kind of rambling and just saying from what I know like has happened from the night.
Okay, well, his statement started at 2:44 a.m. and ended at 3 o'clock. So it was roughly
15 minutes.
20 minutes or so.
That's what I'm saying. That's not really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, honestly, don't play with guns. Don't threaten people with guns, you know? Shit's going to go down. You know, sometimes you're going to mess with someone who's not going to take your shit and they'll probably fire back. I don't know. Like, there's been a lot of follow home robberies in LA. And basically, like, you go to like a rich area in LA, you get spotted. A bunch of people, like maybe like 4 people get in a car, follow you around till you get home. Like, and like, it's usually like late night. So like maybe you're drunk, maybe you just like went out clubbing or something like that and you're driving home. They follow you back, they tail you, and that's when they fucking go after you and fucking rob you. But with these people aren't realizing that, I didn't realize, but like, I don't know, these people be carrying in LA. So like this literally happened like across the street from me where there was this group of 4 guys who followed this dude home with his girlfriend. And I guess like maybe he had like a really nice watch or something like that. And they followed him for like 30, 40 minutes. And then when he got out of this car, they tried robbing him. Lo and behold, they didn't fucking realize that he had a fucking gun. He fucking shot back.
I'm fine.
And
Like-
during the course of that statement, he asked you a number of questions, right?
All right, feel free to stand up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen, but please remember to
Stand up
obey
and
at least 3 of the
stretch.
4 cardinal rules. One of them is inapplicable at this point.
Oh, is that the, oh, that's how she looks like? Hey, see your face now.
All right, you may continue, Ms. Burlett. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You just got COVID for the first time? Oh no, Kelly. I caught it for the first time too about a month ago. I'm so sorry that you're sick. Oh, I haven't gotten COVID yet. But yeah, I don't know. It still seems pretty rough. Like the people that I know that got COVID during like the holiday season, they were knocked out for like almost like a good week. Oof.
Room break rules again. Research and
Was this like a little break? What's going on here? Court is on a brief break. Okay. Clicky. 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 Clicky, clicky.
of the warrants that are coming in, Ms. Burlett.
Him asking you specific questions.
You got body aches? Oof. Yeah. The one that really sucks are like the body aches, and then when you lose your sense of taste for a little bit, and it's like you're just miserable, you know? Food sucks. Ugh. Eating sucks. You're in pain. Everything just sucks.
It was more of you were just telling him everything because of your state of mind was pretty hairy because you had...
So, Micha, is there anything else with this cross-examination, or are we good? Should we keep watching, or are we good? You said something about like the hand to the face thing, but did it already happen? I know, Americans and our damn guns.
just found out that Sebastian was killed and Tyler was shot, right?
Correct.
Is that what you told the jury?
Yes.
Okay. And
I mean, it's just a small amount of few people that just ruins it for the rest of us, right?
you recall the statement being roughly 15
We're
to 20
good?
minutes in length?
Okay, because I don't know. I feel like we ain't really You know, it's going to go back and forth. All right. We got the message. All right. She's spicy. This lawyer's also spicy. Them two together, extra spicy.